And we know earlier this year during the legislative session, the Students Come First plan put forward by State Superintendent Tom Luna passed through the legislature with some modifications from the original proposal. Nonetheless of it, the heart and soul of that proposal, which changed the way unions function in teaching, also added a merit pay provision, and added online learning, a requirement for 2 credits for high school graduates, beginning, I believe, for this year's 8th graders. It passed, and it's created a lot of controversy. There was a recall effort focused on Tom Luna, which failed, and there is a referendum effort which succeeded, but that referendum actually won't happen until November of next year. But the debate will rage between now and then. And joining us on the phone right now is Cindy Omlin. She is the Executive Director of the Northwest Professional Educators Association. Cindy, welcome to East Idaho's Morning News. How are you?
Great, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Well, I appreciate your time today, and you're pretty well versed in what's going on in Idaho. Tell us, first of all, tell us who the Northwest Professional Educators Association is, and then give us your assessment of Students Come First and this process that the state board will go through over the next month.
Well, Northwest Professional Educators was developed by teachers looking for options, and we're a great non-union option for educators. We give teachers the protections they want, such as liability insurance and legal services. We also provide services designed to advance them as classroom professionals, such as grants and scholarships. But we specifically do not force teachers or our members to pay for controversial politics, which are common to labor unions and cause those dues to rise. Our dues are a fraction of the cost of teacher union dues and provide a great option for protection and professionalism.
Now let's talk about this for just a moment, because one of the issues that was debated during the Students Come First debate in the legislature was this issue of teacher tenure, and it's not technically tenure for K through 12, although in effect it looks like tenure. Teachers want to be protected. They do not want to be ousted because they're old or because, for political reasons. How are you guys able to protect teachers in those situations?
Well, our liability insurance policy has some protections in place so that if teachers have employment rights or due process issues, such as RIF notices or reprimands or layoff or terminations, they actually get guaranteed legal fees to get a local attorney to help them make sure that their rights are not violated. So in addition to having ready access for legal advice at the onset of issues by talking to our own attorney, they also have fees provided to help them get a local attorney to help them through that process.
All right, Cindy, I'm sure that you are very well aware of the debate that we've been having the past year, really, or most of the past year, over online education. Part of Students Come First is a requirement that high school graduates, beginning, I believe, in about 5 years, will have to have 2 credits of requirements. And that means more technology, more laptops, and whatever the technology is that is used in the classroom now to help students learn. And there's been a lot of things that have been thrown back and forth, that laptops are replacing teachers, and we talk about the student-to-teacher ratios going up. What are your thoughts on this, and do you think that technology is and the laptops, the online learning requirement, is going to be the nightmare that the teachers' unions are saying it is?
Well, I don't think it's going to be a nightmare. I think it provides some opportunities, and our membership has pointed out that the current 2-class requirement is actually a compromise from the original
yes.
eight classes. And so while many teachers have valid concerns about mandating online classes, many feel that this is a good cautionary start by limiting the classes to 2 instead of 8. It'll allow implementation in a way that serves as a springboard for what works for kids. It's not about what's best for teachers. We're looking at always what is going to work the best for students.
As you look out, and I'm assuming that your territory, so to speak, is throughout the Northwest, are there other examples, maybe on a smaller scale, where technology's been introduced and it has enhanced student learning, and it really has turned out to be a great boost for education rather than replacing teachers or putting too onerous a burden on them.
Right. Well, actually, yes. Idaho is not the first place where online education has been implemented. And as our members point out, this is going to provide some great opportunities for students who are seeking to pursue academic coursework that's currently not available to them. And as we all know, this is the wave of the future. Teachers, often they are taking their own classes online, and we know that students need certain management skills and maturity to handle the classes. That's something, obviously, teachers will be involved in helping educate students and providing them with those skills. But, because business communications are handled online, even testing in, I believe it's Indiana, has recently mandated online assessments for students. So being fluent in online skills and coursework is really critical to prepare students for the future.
So it really is a core piece of their education. Cindy, comment really quick. We only have about a minute left, but comment really quick on the student-to-teacher ratio issue, because that is of some concern to me, but I think it's a result not of the technology, it's a result of less money in the pot for education.
Well, the research has shown that the student-teacher ratio is primarily important in grades K through 3, and that once you get above that, the ratio is not as important. So I believe we should always be looking at what is going to get the most education, the most diversity, the most depth to our students. And if online education can be a piece of that, it's worth looking at. So while our members, frankly, they're mixed and split on the issue, I think, we need to move ahead cautiously but wisely and get the best services to kids that we can do.
Cindy Omlin has been our guest today. She is the Executive Director of the Northwest Professional Educators Association. Cindy, thanks for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. All right, East Idaho's Morning News will continue in the next half hour. Senator Brent Hill will be joining us in studio. It's 7:58 on KID.